Hey, this is Alex Power with My Creative Cinema, and in today's episode I'm gonna tell you 8 tips on how to film with your smartphone. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. I got an interesting message from one of my subscribers, and he asked me, what should I do? I don't have any money to buy a camera in the near future, but I want to really start doing filmmaking. And I asked him, do you own a phone? And he told me, yes, I own a smartphone. And I said, well, that's good enough to get started. And I promised to make this video. So tip number 1, when you're shooting on the smartphone, try to avoid a portrait mode. You see lots of videos on YouTube with the big black bars on the sides. These are the videos from the portrait mode, when people holding a phone like that. It might be good for some pictures, but that's not good for your video. So when you use your smartphone for filming, flip it sideways and use the landscape mode. This is the best scenario for filming on the smartphone or on your iPhone or on your Android device or anything else you have there. Tip number 2, when you're doing this handheld, hold your phone closer to your body. How many times you see these shaky videos out there simply because people are holding this like far away from their body? And when filming, closer you have your hand to your body, easier for you to film. And it's going to be less shake, and it's going to be the footage going to be steady and much better than holding like that. Tip number 3, for the sound, always use external microphone. There is a microphone jack here, and you can buy a lav mic for about $15–16 that delivers a really good quality, and I do recommend really to buy that. Especially you can film some product reviews with that. You plug in microphone, you just clip it here, and you start filming. And that works the best way. Tip number 4, don't use digital zoom. I know lots of people when filming, that zoom when you can just tip it with your fingers like that and just zoom it closer. Well, this is not a lens zoom. This is not an optical zoom. This is a digital zoom. That means that will eat up your pixels from the video. That will spoil the quality of the video. So don't do that. Tip number 5, use variety of different shots. If you're filming a scene, don't just stand there for 5 minutes doing nothing and film like a tripod. You have an ability to move. This is a mobile phone. That's why it's called mobile. You can move with this when talking. Also, you can move with this when filming. Get a little closer to your subject, or get a little farther, get a wider shot, get the close-up. Use this as you would use the camera. It's pretty simple. And there's some short films that have been filmed entirely on the iPhone. So be creative with your shot. That would help you to make your video more interesting, more engaging. Tip number 6, avoid low light situations when filming with your smartphone. Simply because the sensor of the smartphone, it's very small and it's not letting lots of lights inside already. So when you're filming in a dark room, there's going to be lots of digital noise, lots of grain. It might be suitable for some scenes, but definitely I would arrange a light or buy some on top of the phone LED lights. They're cheap too, so that's the thing you should consider. Try to avoid low light situations. Tip number 7, use narration when filming with your smartphone. I cannot tell you how much value that will bring to your video. That's definitely would make your video more interesting when there is some voice behind that, and then you can move with that and tell the story to the viewer. Or if you're reviewing a product, you can tell your audience right away what's going on, and that is really helpful thing to have a narration, especially when you already have your lav mic attached to the phone. Then you will have a good quality sound. And finally, tip number 8. Look for different accessories out there. They're not super expensive. On Amazon, they sell some stabilizers that are super cheap, and you can get, maximum out of that. You can attach this to your tripod, and that will really stabilize your footage. Versus doing handheld, it's a big deal. These things are getting more and more advanced and more smarter. So now they released an application called Film Pro, and I think it's only for Apple currently, but they're working on a Android device, and you can shoot this in the log format. So with all the colors washed out, it's like cine style on your phone, and you can then later color grade on post-production. That will give you an extra room to play with these colors and to create a certain look. That's a very powerful tool. I think in another 6 months or a year, it's going to be available for the rest of the phones. So looking really forward to getting this and having this on my phone to shoot this in a log format, like a cine style. Let me know in the comments below, how do you film with your smartphone and what techniques do you use? Also, if you find my video helpful, please subscribe, like, support the channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.